Hi, my name's Ed Shermer. I'm a film composer. I live and work in Los Angeles, and a few months ago, I was lucky enough to move into a studio here at East West Studios. Apart from the excitement of being in a studio which has got a lot of history, Sinatra recorded here, the Godfather score was recorded here, East West make all of their sample libraries here. I'm a big user of all of their products, Hollywood Strings especially, Hollywood Brass. And just as I was moving in, they were just about to finish work on the Hollywood Orchestral Woodwinds. As with the other East-West orchestral libraries, this one was recorded by Sean Murphy. I'm very excited to have a look at what they've been doing. All right, so let's start with the flute. This is the flute legato slur patch. I'm just going to go through the different mic positions, 5 mic positions here. You have a close mic, a mid, a main mic, which corresponds to the conductor position. That would be a Decca tree right there. And then a choice between 2 other room mics or surround mics and a vintage mic. And for anyone interested, I'm using a Lima control surface here, and I'll be using this a lot. And this, I have controller 11 running this way on the y-axis and controller 1 on the x-axis. All right, so we're going to start with the flute legato slur patch. This is the close mic with no reverb, no nothing. This is just as it comes out of the box. So then if I go to the mid mic position, and then the main mic position just by itself. And then this is the surround mics, just by themselves. Not that you probably use them by themselves unless you wanted a very, very ambient sound. All right, so here's the vintage mic. A little bit darker. Here, this is just the close mic with a touch of sweetening reverb. And the reverb is coming from, this is the East-West Spaces convolution reverb. And we're using the Southern California Hall, and this is a patch specifically for winds. One patch which I do really like is a non-vibrato to vibrato patch, and this is the flute one. And especially if you have some kind of controller like this, these patches really bring the instrument into its own. Alright, so this is the oboe legato slur patch. I'm using mainly close mic with a touch of the mid mic and a little bit of a sweetener reverb. You know, one of the, obviously, the big challenges, especially if you're trying to do anything as a keyboard player that's going to replicate what a wind player or a string player or a blast player for that matter is, you know, we interact with the keyboard in a very different way as a woodwind player will do, and quite often I'll use a wind controller to at least, you know, go some way to replicate how a wind player might address the instrument, might address the music, and it forces you to actually take a breath and think in terms of a human being rather than somebody that has unlimited and infinite wind capabilities. This is a WX5 wind controller. I don't typically use it fully as I should, mainly because oboe fingering is very different from what this controller offers. So I use it in conjunction with the keyboard, something like this. This is an oboe key switch patch, and what the key switch patch offers is a selection of different articulations with non-vibrato at the bottom, and then going through various vibrato patches to a few different staccato patches. You have a very, very short staccatissimo, and then two other longer staccato patches, and then there are some trills, and then some repeated notes at the top. A vibrato patch to start with. Okay, so this is the bassoon. Again, this is the legato slur patch. And this time we have a little bit of the close and a little bit of the mid. So, you know, big range on this instrument. Bottom B flat. Alright, so this is the contrabassoon legato slur patch. And as you can see on this one, I've got a mixture of 3 mic positions. This is with the closes, a little bit more of the mids, and a touch of the decatry. Very fun. You know, one of the great things that distinguishes, you know, all of the East-West libraries is the care that they've put into really, really expressive legato patches, and the thought that's gone into how the patches respond either to velocity or the speed at which you're playing. This is a flute legato patch. And you can hear those transitions between the notes. You know, there's a tremendous amount of programming going on under the hood here. And it's that extra realism that really, really has always set these libraries apart. Okay, so this is the clarinet legato slur patch. We have the close mics and the touch of the mid mics. I'm using a bit of reverb on it, and I'm using the wind control. Fantastic. All right, so this is the bass clarinet legato slur patch. I've got the closes up and a little bit of the main Decca tree mics. And we've got the mids muted right now. And then here's your bass flute. Fantastic. Great. So here's an alto flute. This is a non-vibrato to vibrato patch. Okay, so that was just a brief test run of the Hollywood Orchestral Woodwinds library. There was a lot we didn't get a chance to look at. There are plenty of effects and runs and trills and different key switch patches. It was, you know, pretty much my first look at a lot of this stuff, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.